We're having all kinds of fun. It's been a while since we've done this, so I've been talking here with the camera set on photo instead of record. Talk about stupid. It's May 20th and it's a nice night. It's been a sunny day today, although a few days here it's been pretty cool. Right now it's probably about 45 out and it's pretty quiet. Clear sky. Peggy's standing here next to me, and this is kind of a spring theme I have here that I've helped set up along with Peg. She's got some good ideas all the time. She'll say, well, I got this little thing here and that little thing. I'm gonna move in a little closer. You want to say hi, honey?
Hi, honey.
There you go. The base, as I've mentioned before, is on styrofoam, covered up with fabric, and it's 2 levels, so you can have stuff raised a little higher in the back. And we've had these 3 orange tree lights here for years. I've used them quite a bit. They're very festive and they look nice. Got a little bluebird hanging up here on the ceiling.
It's probably a hummingbird.
Hummingbird, okay. And I don't hear any humming, but I'll go along with it. Peggy said it's hummingbird. Over here we've got his birdhouse. It's on a brass candle holder. He's got a pretty swanky birdhouse, I gotta admit. And then the side panels, Peggy helped me pick out over at Hobby Lobby. It's got little birdhouses and bees, and then the back panel is just kind of like wood slats. And then over on the other side here is the same thing.
Well, we thought it would look like a fence.
Right, we're trying to make it look like a fence, although there's no top to it where a cat can be walking across it. But getting down closer here, all the stuff is Peg's stuff from she's collected pretty much over the years, and at the Hobby Lobby and over at the thrift stores. Peggy, would you chime in here and help me describe some of this, like this little green snail you got here?
Yeah, I don't know where I found that, but I've had it for many years. It's a Japan chalkware item, so it's been in quite a few of my spring videos. Most of the stuff I've thrifted, though, anyways. It's
sure
where I shop the most. Now and then, yes, I've found things at an antique shop. The
possum?
Hedgehog.
Hedgehog. Okay.
Yeah, I think he came from a gift shop of some kind that's like the Salvage Sisters or somebody like that. I can't remember.
That bird feeder almost looks like a that bird is just sitting in there, isn't he? That's
that looked like a bird bath to me. It was at the Goodwill.
Bird bath, yeah.
It's in the video. If I think I already put the video out showing that I picked that out for a bird bath. And I happen to have that little tiny, nice vintage Japan porcelain bird.
Yeah, that's nice. Got a nice little wheelbarrow here. I kind of think that was...
You may have found that. I don't know which one of us thought that was really cute. That was probably at a thrift store too, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
A couple years ago, maybe.
And then Peggy's got some plastic pots here for it. What's this dog in the back pulling a wagon there, hon?
It's a vintage Royal Copley planter. I collected a lot of vintage pottery planters like that, and a lot of them were Royal Copley, and I tend to find them pretty inexpensive in antique malls. They're in the teens typically.
Really?
I don't think they're very popular anymore. They're like from the 50s. I thought he was very cute for this window because he had a wagon.
Yeah, that's great. I like that. We got Some little potted plants in back too, honey, and you got a Menards
Yes.
bucket here.
I just found the 2 white potted plants, the white plastic pots.
A little red
On the right.
clay pot, and we got one down on the other side of the window too, kind of balancing it out.
The 2 white pots on the right were from Lakeview Antiques in Buffalo, Minnesota, just recently.
Yeah, that's a nice antique shop.
Really nice, like about $4.75 each. I thought they were a steal.
Got some old kids gardening tools here too.
That was at the Goodwill, a whole set in a package.
That's kind of nice.
I showed that in the cart when I was looking for all this stuff.
Right.
A lot of it was in my cart, and that video has already gone out.
All right. Boy, it's so nice out here right now. The weather is no wind, not much traffic going by, so we're lucking out here.
I'd like to add something additional, if I may.
Sure, of course.
I received, last time we did a window, I received a message, and it upset me for a long time because it made me feel like I was being awful to Norm. I did most of the talking because he asked me to. He was out of breath from being up and down on the ladder, arranging things at the last minute. And I was very cold. We both were very cold. I wanted to get it done and get back in the house. So I was talking fast. And he did some talking too during the video, but
Right.
he was ad-libbing, and I decided the video was too long, and so I ended up cutting out some of the things he went off the subject a little bit about. So that's what I do. I edit. I make things shorter and more to the point. But the comment said it would have been nicer if I had let Norm talk.
Oh, brother. That's kind of...
I did not like that at all because it made me look like I was hogging the whole show and didn't let Norm do any talking. He did, but I cut out some of it, and it just happened that I ended up probably doing most of the talking, and I was talking fast, like I said, because I wanted to get back in the house. It was probably 40 degrees or less.
Oh, we've had some
snow.
cold sessions out here
There's
when we've
probably
done these.
snow on the ground.
Yeah, right.
But we were very cold, so
Yep. No, I don't mind. Peggy has collected this stuff all over the place, and she can talk and explain it a heck of a lot better than I can. I continually tell people when we go to the Goodwill and we're looking around, Peggy can go up and pick something up, and she can spend 10 minutes describing it. She's very good at describing stuff, and that's what makes her so important to these little videos we do and to our subscribers, because they enjoy listening to us chit-chat back and forth, and it's not a matter of one person talking over the other. We're a team. We've been a team for how many years we've been married now?
57.
57 years. That's amazing. Well, I think I'm going to step back a little bit to get an overview, and then I think you've seen enough of the idea of what we tried to do here. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching, and happy spring, and we hope that everybody has a safe and enjoyable summer coming up. Thank you.
Hi, friends. Welcome to our dining room and kitchen that I put together for spring, mostly for us to enjoy, but of course, I really do also like sharing things with you and some of the new finds that I've either thrifted or picked up at a vintage mall. This is the Friday of the long Memorial Weekend, so Norm and I hope that you will enjoy your weekend either with lovely weather if you're staying home or if you're traveling. We wish you safe travels and a fun vacation. We want to take this time too to thank all of our veterans and all of the families who have sacrificed for our country. We are so grateful, and we want to give credit to all those who have given so much. Thank you, thank you. I didn't have a vintage tablecloth that I was excited about using this time. I have had green tablecloths on typically for March videos, but this is already May. I just didn't get a March dining room video out. I had fun with the frogs in the front entrance, and I still would like to share our living room. It's not so March looking as it could be summer as well. So I'm still excited to show you the living room, but I would like to show you some new things here that are kind of fun. I took away 2 of our red chairs in back there because it just looks nicer for the videos. I still have 4 of them sitting here. And I found a fun background that does have some little ducklings in a pond and lots of pretty birds sitting on a fence. We just last week may have been at our peak with the crab apples and plum trees blooming around here. It was very pretty. I realized that happened a long time ago in other parts of the country, but it's been cold here. So we're finally going to end up in the 80s next week. Hard to believe. That's a little too hot, really. We'll take 70s for a while. Right now it is 61. Yep, it's been very cool this week. So let's go look at quite a few things that I found that I thought were very fun. I hope you'll enjoy them too. Thank you for being here. I'm already not remembering where Norm and I ran across this very sweet vintage metal candle or votive holder. It actually came with 2 of those same diamond cut glass votives in it, but they were turquoise ones. So I was really liking that, but I did want to use it now and put the green ones in there. I couldn't come up with anything that I was thrilled about to put with this lovely candle holder. I think it would have been prettier on a patterned tablecloth, but since this is very plain, I did want to use yellow today. This is just a nice polyester, newer yellow tablecloth. Didn't have to iron it really. It's not perfect, but good enough. And a couple of my vintage yellow plastic doilies. I think they're very fun. I have 3 of them. There's another one over there under the Roosters, but it's actually a different pattern. Yep, not the same pattern. I did want to put a couple of little serving pieces on the table here just to help with something more to look at. I would definitely use this dish. I may put nuts in it or some kind of treat like that for company to pass around later. This one you could use for pickles or olives or whatever you want. More candy is fine too. It's very pretty. I have the same thing in Amberina. And I found these depression glass set, creamer and sugar. They're so cool. I really like the shape of them and the handles. And it's called Black Optic. I'm not sure who made it, but it was only $14 for the set, and I did get that several years ago. I do have a glass swan dish that's green. I have shared that before too. But I'm really liking ceramic things, and I'm really getting a kick out of little animals. So I do have some new things over there. It's a little bit darker over here today. There's been some days where the sun was shining really bright in here, so I would get a lot of glare, like on those glasses up there. And you know, I do have two very heavy sliding doors for this hutch, vintage hutch, but I was always reflecting in it as I'm standing here, which was distracting, and I get a lot of glare from our patio door and other areas, so I'm liking it better to just not have those doors on there. We'll just store them safely somewhere. I have 2 sets of vintage glasses out today. I often would put down on that second row down there that's quite a short height. I would put mugs often, but I had these really fun, big, bold, more maybe 70s type style. I think these are too, tell you the truth, these, because they have round bottoms, both sets. The older ones from the 60s, maybe even 50s, your Swanky Swigs and all those pretty glasses that I have collected a lot of. I do love them. They have flat bottoms and they're a little bit smaller. Sometimes I've bought glasses and I couldn't fit them on that top shelf there. As a matter of fact, I don't think those fit down there. Just a tad too tall. Otherwise, I did want those up here. Yeah, and I have shown these to you before. I've got another set, similar, a little wilder, on the kitchen shelving today. But I decided to still use some baskets in there, and the milk glass small vases in the background. I was so happy at a trip to the St. Cloud area to a place we love going a lot, the Salvage Sisters. They have new and vintage things there, but I have so many times purchased really neat floral bouquets or stems. This one I did cut down so I could use it in a smaller vase like this and split it up. It is so unique with berries on it. I've never seen this before, and I've never seen it since. I did see it there and did not purchase it like months ago. I guess I just was not wanting to splurge on it. I like to get floral things pretty reasonable at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, 40% off, but I've never seen this before. So I thought, oh, I do love yellow mixed with the green in the spring. I really like that. So I hope you think that's a very fun new look for my greenery. And as I mentioned, I've shared those before. I just love them and so glad we did purchase those. They're so cheery to look at. Now this is typically a thumper-like bunny planter that I've probably had out for spring with other animals in the kitchen area. But I wanted to use this one. I have maybe used that for Easter in the past, so I think there's just maybe one video with it in. It was newer than a lot of my other animal planters. It's so cute. So I just wanted to balance it a little bit. Now this, I do not believe I've shared this. I was in shock when I found this because it was so inexpensive. And they did not say anything about it being lucite. A lot of people do identify these 60s very sweet plastic flowers like our poinsettias and holly ones that we use at Christmas time. I do have some others that have this kind of base on it. They were probably all made by the same company. I hope there's no dust down there. It's been sitting in the basement for months. I found it early last year and I just hadn't gotten around to using it with a lot of my lucite flower bouquets that are more resin. This is more of a plastic, but they do refer to it as lucite. So I don't know, but I think that would be considered a pretty desirable piece by collectors, and I just could not believe. I'm sorry I don't have the numbers or the place, how much I paid for it. I just can't remember. It's just one of those things. I don't write things down in a book. It would probably take me forever to find the item in a list, even if I did do that, so I apologize. But it was a very shocking find. I was so happy. I thought, whoa, I don't think they know what that is. As fast as I can and just basically show you some of the new things. But I did want to put some green grapes in those two sweet, is that one a bowl? I think that's a bowl on top of a very shallow bowl, and then a compote like smaller one on top of that. But they are very fun grapes. I love the clear ones, and this is a pretty dark olive. I love the plastic leaves. And over here, this is new. It is a touch bluer green, the bottom. But I knew I was going to be doing yellow and green. This was from the Rustic Rooster in Zimmerman, Minnesota. It's an older house, 2 levels, with a lot of rooms full of vintage things, and we always have fun going there. Well, at least I do for sure. I always find something, and they're very reasonable there. So I thought this was pretty cool. You know how much I love swans, and I did share this probably at Easter time, that it's a red wing one over the years. Just a little green fruit down there. And up here I have shown these 3 items before. They're all thrifted. Tiniest little frog and tiny little turtle, dapper turtle. His tie is actually cloth. I don't know how they got it, but it's textured. And such a fun little watering can with a bee on it. Showed that a couple times now, at least for a couple years. I've had that in spring videos. I do love it. I've had the owl salt and pepper set in videos before, but Norm spray painted these 3 girls for me with a clear coat. They are very flat finish. I wasn't as crazy about that. I thrifted 2 of them at the same time, and I think it was this one and that one. And then much earlier than that, possibly even a year earlier, I found her. Now, it isn't real often that you find all 3 of them together at the thrift store. And they don't sell them real cheap. They're pretty abundant. I can't believe how many times I've run across these little, well, they have pointy ears. So, little elf munchkins, pixies. I guess I'll go with pixies, but it's Homeco, typically. And The mice, I hope you don't mind looking at some mice. I know a lot of people don't like them. I don't like gray mice. If you ever found one in your house, most of us probably have. Anyways, they were, I don't know if, I can't remember if they were $4 each or $2 each. There were quite a few things I picked up for like $2 or $2.50 in a back sales room. And she always has very, very inexpensive things. So yes, he used the clear coat spray on these two also. They look so much nicer to me. It just looks like a finer ceramic. I could put the light on here to see what you think, if that is more fun or not, to see these little figures with the light on them. But this is pretty cute, you'd have to admit. One sleeping in a leaf, yeah. These were at TES Finds that we mentioned, or I mentioned to you, in St. Cloud, Minnesota, a new place that we just found out about. These two also were very flat finish, and Norm also spray painted them or sprayed them for me. So that's UCGC. I'm not sure about those initials. Maybe that's what it is, but anyways. Yeah, they're Taiwan pieces, like all your Homeco. And I thought they were so cute and would be fun for spring, for this wall here. Something fun to look at. And they were pretty reasonable. I've shown these before, shared them before, these four. But they are some of my favorite little cute greenish things. A lot of hobbyist stuff, probably. And I've shared these two before too. I did run across one time recently another, as a matter of fact, I think it was at TES Finds. It wasn't cheap, but it was another little Pixie, or yeah, I mean, with those ears, I don't know what you call them, to tell you the truth. Big ears, little elf. Probably this might be considered a Christmas elf, but she's the only one I've ever gotten like that. I didn't want to spend the money on whatever this other one was marked, and it was funny because it was worn off. The paint was worn off just like this one. Yeah, they're Japan. And I don't know if this is Japan or not, but I won't pick it up. I have shared that many times. And this is one of my favorite little bird planters. So sweet. Love the funny frog. I've shared both of those with you before. And this rooster was from a friend on YouTube. And we pretty much believe that she has passed away. She, unfortunately, I followed her and talked to her personally for quite a few years, and she developed lung cancer. She fought the fight for a year, but she finally announced on her channel that she was going to go into hospice care. So her channel ended. There were no more comments. This past winter. It's very sad, yeah. But she had sent me gifts, and I had sent her gifts, and she sent me this lovely rooster 2 years or more ago, probably 3 years ago. I decided to put up a couple of my floral milk glass plates here, and I think I put one over on the other side that's different. Isn't this fun? The advertisements seem to come on every once in a while, which isn't great when you're trying to make a video. I gotta take the light off there. The birds, I thought the birds were cute. I don't know why it just changed. It looked like it changed. Yeah, I thought that was a sweet spring one because we've been enjoying the blossoms around here still. Now, these I shared with you a long time ago. They're USA Roosters, 60s probably. I don't have too many yellow things that are big, like getting that swan and these two roosters. I did get the roosters more so to use when I do a video with all of my rooster ceramic pieces. But because they were yellow and I hadn't used them last year even, I don't think, I decided to put them out now. I guess I didn't finish putting back more pieces in here. I really meant to get more flowers in here. I did have pieces available. I'm sorry, I just didn't fill that very well, did I? Sorry, but this is the other yellow doily. And I just thrifted this adorable tiny pot. I loved it. Goodwill has had some really, really cute little miniature pots. That is so fun. They had 2 or 3 of them, but I only really liked that particular pattern. The other 2 patterns I wasn't that impressed with. So let's go back to the corner of the dining room here on a shelf. I've shared this beautiful picture in the past. I actually found that at the Goodwill. I'm not kidding you. I thought that it might be vintage. I wasn't sure. It might have been something like $5.99 or more, but it was years ago. And when I got home and got the sticker off, it said Hager, USA. And I don't recall if it says Royal Hager. It might, but I just don't remember. I know it's Hager, and since then I've found 2 other pieces with the same identical glaze on it. I found a vase, a modern, taller vase, slender, and a beautiful round lower planter. So yeah, I actually have 3, and they're all Hager. I thought that was so pretty, and I was shocked at that too. How could they sell that for the price? I was like, what? Oh my word, you guys, sometimes, I'm not kidding you, our Goodwills have really allowed me to find some beautiful bargains. They may be getting better at identifying things. It just depends upon who's working for them, I suppose. There is the other flower plate, and I decided this time I would put some of my green and yellow fun napkin holders without any napkins in them. I probably don't show these very often, but I love the owls. This being darker and more yellow on it, I put it in on the bottom and the yellow flower on the top. I have shared this lovely yellow flower one before with the seeds in it. And since this one was mostly green, I put it in the middle. I think it balanced out nice. So that was different for me to do that. Out here, I do have most of these things that I have shared with you before. All of the islip pictures up there, I believe I did have last year. And most of the pots, I found way more yellow ones when we went a year ago to Duluth. And also we went up north to Aiken, Minnesota, to a very lovely big mall, Hallett, Hallet, Hallett Antique Mall in Aiken, Minnesota. And I found some I don't know if it was 1 or 2 of the small yellow ones. But I have, is there 2 new ones up there? No. One of them is on the counter here that I just purchased yesterday. The new one is this one. Already not remembering where I found it. That is so fun. But I do really enjoy these pots. I wish I didn't have to have the couple of dark green ones up here, but they're okay. This one is so fun to me. Hobbyist, most likely. And I've had that one for a long time. It's possibly McCoy. And then the same thing in a dark green, but it has like white splash on the top edge. This one is a lot nicer. I like this one a lot more. It's got gold on it. The other one didn't. I love that one. That's pretty cool. Not my favorite, that green one with the, I don't know, that looks, is that Greek or Asian design? Kind of looks more Asian to me, and this is more Greek. I kind of like that one. It's okay because it's so pale. But yeah, all of these yellow ones are different. I was very fortunate. I have shared in the past, I have a lot of these. I don't know who made these. I always forget. There's Federal, Hazel, Atlas maybe for this set. I've got another set of that too, because they were so reasonable years ago when I was looking for Pyrex cheap. So I found a whole set in Red Wing, and they're pretty fun. That top bowl is so tiny, teeny tiny, and same with these. But I have shown them in probably at least 2 in the past years videos. I found 3 of these little glass baskets now, so I kept them out. Used 2 of them at Easter time, and then I found another one in my bins. I've shared those fun mugs before. I wish there had been 4, but there were only 3. And you've seen that islip picture. I have shared this tiny little rooster, very, very deco rooster toothpick holder before. I don't know if I showed you that I found this fun little mug that is that a lime. It's pitted, so it might have been meant to be a lime. Yeah, that was a fun little find. Sometimes these things, I found a grape like this, and anthropomorphic. I don't know how to say that. I never say it right. Anyways, at the Goodwill, a grape little face napkin holder. If I do a fruit themed summary video, if I get that squeezed in, hard telling, the months go by so fast, I would use the grape napkin holder. And this guy again, I've had the little goose, but I just found this pig. So cute. It's a bank. So I have 2 mugs like this that are so fun, and only 2 glasses I found like this. What did I do with the other? Oops, I forgot to move it back up here. So you would have seen that in the long shot when I was standing back. That would have looked a little odd. The pictures, that one with the grapes there, I have 2 of those pictures. I loved them so much and couldn't believe I found a second one so reasonable. That's your Crazy Daisy. Yep, that's fairly new to us. And that one there is fairly new to us. And I think this is the newest one. I just found that. Can't remember where. Sorry about the glare. Daffodils. Yeah. I have that. I have 2 daffodil ones. Other than that one, I was really happy to find the green one. This is a beautiful daffodil one, but the other one I have has more orange on it. So I did not include that today. Oh, let me show you. This is one of, just like the little sunflower looking little plastic sculpture over there that I was calling lucite. They call these lucite. I have a blue flower like this, but it's a clear blue. This one I love being solid. I think I found the blue one first before I found this one. It's very unusual to find these in thrift stores or a vintage mall, and it was very reasonable, or I would not have gotten it. I wouldn't buy this just because of what it is. I have enough lucite. I have a bin full of lucite. So I wouldn't need to buy it, but when it's very reasonable, like under $10, like if it was $7, you know, something like that, I would definitely get it for that price. They are very popular. So I was very happy to find that. Yes, there's probably, I don't know if that's a little bit of rust or what on there from the metal staples that are in it, or pins, whatever that is. I've had this very sweet spoon rest for a long time. I love that daisy picture. I have the small one down below, way off to the right, the juice one. You've seen those owls, and I did share the worms as new. This is also another very tiny rooster toothpick holder, but I don't know if I showed this last year or not. I couldn't believe this mug. It may have been at somewhere like the Salvage Sisters. I don't remember. Just can't recall these things, but it sure is unique, isn't it? Yeah. This is the other set of glasses. Pretty wild, aren't they? Could be a little Asian looking in a way. You know, they have some pretty unique trees and floral there in Japan. Could be. Another little glass basket. I've shared the frogs before. Now, I don't know if I shared this pitcher and cups, set of 4 cups. It was at Antique Mall of Rogers in Rogers, Minnesota, just 5 miles from us. Very, very wonderful 2-story building, very big, just full of fabulous finds and very wonderful owners. I put the little white lights in this owl's eyes, and not on this one. I was trying to decide whether I liked it or not. This one looks a little mean that way to me sometimes when you don't have, like, see these frogs, they just have a tiny little white dot in their eye, and so do these owls. I probably got it too big. I've got some new paintbrushes with a very tiny tapered tip on them so I could do a better job, and that just scrapes off. It is enamel paint, Tester's enamel paint. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, and you never know, I might decide to paint the toes brown and the beak. See, this one has brown toes, brown beak, just to give it a little more color. They're pretty plain. I know I don't have to do that, but sometimes I like them better. I mean, they have to have the eyes in them. But anyways, I think that's pretty cute little hobbyist piece. I don't think it's meant to be a vase, but you never know. I think it's probably meant to be a toothpick holder. Now these were, I think, oh boy, that's going to be too hard to remember, those great big salt and peppers. I have often found lots and lots of salt and pepper sets from across the street from the Antique Mall of Rogers. There's Antiques 101, and they have such a table, 2 tables full of salt and peppers. And I just love going there and looking for them. Yeah, it's been really fun. So I don't know if I've shared that set with you before. Who did this? Anarco. Yeah. And they probably did, does that say 1967? They did other designs too, and this is one lonely pepper or salt that I found a long time ago. Yeah, probably the salt. Yep, only found one, and I had that way before this other set. So this was just last winter, I think. There was a sale going on. I got it on sale. Really good deal. It was really marked down. I was quite happy. Norm liked it a lot. And these are bears. I don't know. I'm thinking they're bears, but they're pretty common in other colors like yellow. But I had never seen a green set, and I had never bothered to get the yellow set. I wasn't that interested. But I decided this green set was kind of fun. So I broke down and got that a year ago or more. Yep. There's the juice pitcher and one of my funky mushroom lucite napkin holders. Just had to bring that upstairs too. There's some crazy daisy bowls down there. This is maybe Federal, I think. I love it. Some more of the crazy daisy items. I do have even probably other pieces downstairs. There's some more green and yellow things. Down here, I've shared this before. I wish I would have known what went with it, but it has a cork lining on the top so that lid fits snug. This is new. Don't remember where I found it, but I liked the bunny because of the chartreuse color and the polka dots. I thought it was so fun. Yeah, so that's everything there. The pot holders I picked out are these. Not too many that I have that aren't kind of orangey looking. I was trying to find something more yellow, like this could be a little closer to yellow, but you can tell this has got some richer color to it. I love the glitter thread. That's pretty tiny, extra one. Yeah, so that looks like that. I enjoy it. On the kitchen counter here, I have a new runner. I think these are trillium flowers with the 3 petals. It looks like it to me. I did not check it out. Don't need the light on. And it's quite a rich orangey golden yellow, I should say, but nice olive green, because I was planning on showing at least this nice pottery serving dish, tidbit tray, if you will. I probably have shared it before. It says California style, USA. I don't remember when we got it, but it's been a while, and it probably was from Wild Things Collective. I used to call it Wild Vintage Collective, but they've changed their name. And I just found this in Anoka. I did work for at least a half hour pressing it. The other side looks like that. Solid, more solid. So I pressed both sides with the hottest iron possible and most steam. It was, because it's quilted, it wants to pucker more. But I thought it was interesting. And I used a little thrifted tray that spins very nicely. I think it's Wilton that did these. You find them easily in the thrift stores, and I thought it was really sweet. I like it. I've had that little tin for tea for quite a while. My little one of my many milk glass toothpick holders I found, but I love it because it's hobnail, and I'm crazy about the hobnail. And this I found in Buffalo, Minnesota at Annie's Attic. I didn't know what it was. It's in a video when I found it. It was in their front entrance a couple springs ago. It is Peter Pan, from what I found out. And I've seen the girl. And the girl is Tinkerbell. Yeah, I finally figured that out. I think they could be hobbyists. I don't know. I thought they looked a little bit different, some of them. I don't know if I've run across him again, but I think a couple times I've run across her. So this is my Tinkerbell here. It's a little thrifted fairy figurine. She's really sweet. That's what the back of her looks like. Quite plain, quite pale, but at least she does have a skin tone on her arms and legs and face. One of you wrote to me last time I showed this and said you loved my little fairy. Yeah, she's pretty tiny. I don't know if I've shared this frog yet. His eyes ended up a little pale under the glaze. It's, I believe it's a toothpick holder. That's what I think. But you know me, I couldn't resist sticking some little flowers in there. Let's see if we can see anything on the bottom. Nope, it had a sticker on it, but that's gone. So I couldn't resist adding that. Just use this for Norm's spoons. He puts cream and sugar in his coffee in the morning. Another very fun lucite napkin holder. There you go. Very textured, really glows. I love this kind. I think I like the ones that look more like stained glass than the ones that have these solid creamy liners inside. That they're more solid everything, but these really look like stained glass, and I do love that look. I've shared these before, these mugs. I think they're really fun. I actually have one more. This holds 6. This I just found. Isn't it wild? The edge on it. Isn't that different? Now, this is what the sides look like, just ribbed a little. I don't think I saw any identification on the bottom, but it was at the big white house in Anoka, Minnesota, sitting outside on their porch. Had water in it from the rain, lovely rain. But yeah, I thought that was very unique. I thought it was going to work up on the shelving here with the other pots, but it doesn't do it justice when you can't see this top edge. And it's really more of a greenish yellow than a yellow green. Definitely more yellow. So that kind of might have fought with the true yellow pots up there. So I was very happy just to have it down here to share it with you. I would use it in the living room at times. Yep. I was burning a little yellow tea light in here this afternoon to smell a nice vanilla smell. I don't typically burn candles, but if I'm going to be out here working, I am not concerned as much. I don't want to go away and leave anything. You can see that it's a kind of a drip, glaze on it, on the top edge, and all these die cut stars in it. I thought it was really neat. I found it at the thrift store years ago, and I have shown it many times. I think it's pretty fun for spring. So I've enjoyed smelling the vanilla smell. Oh, and over here, I've shared this before too. Cutest little tray for your tea bag. So fun. That is Japan. It looks like the sticker for Joseph's Originals. They made stickers like that, but I can't prove that. And my brother gave me this lovely coffee pot that I just love. I have the Better Homes and Garden, lots of their cookbooks here that I've collected over many years, and thought the salad one was very pretty for today, for this month. Had fun finding green and yellow straws in my collections. I love doing that. I think it's so fun. I've shared this fun yellow thermos before. I don't know if you've seen this funny frog. It's got a huge mouth opening, just huge. So you could put a sponge in there, but I chose not to. I wanted to just put some fun flowers in there, especially to match his monstrous eyes. I may have found it at the thrift store. Typically, that's where I'm shopping all the time. And this, I believe, was, oh yes, this was a Family Pathways one. The sticker is still on the back. It's $1.50. It was in their antique area. See how they have that antique collectibles on there? It's in really good condition and so fun. I don't think I've shared this with you before. Department 56, which was originally a Twin Cities or Minneapolis company. I do find things in the thrift stores. So the fact it was made in Hong Kong, it is a vintage item. And geese were very, very popular in the 80s. So it could be that. Could be 70s. It looks really dark under the cupboard here. But if I put the light on, it's a dark green. Wonderful condition. I was happy to find that. And the reason why I didn't put a sponge in there right now, it's because I've had this guy for a couple years now. Wonderful splatter on him. So fun. Love those big black eyes. And I had a red scrubby thing in there where you could put a sponge in him too, but the scrubby thing looks cuter. And if it's red, it looks kind of funny, like a red tongue. But yeah, that's why I decided to not put a sponge in this guy. So I hope you like those items too. This video is getting too long, so I decided not to do the rest of the kitchen. It's just too much right now. And even the kitchen window. Forgive me, but this is probably going to get chopped too. Crazy, huh? So I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the new things. thank you again for being here. Norm greets you again and thanks you also for all your wonderful support. We hope your spring has been blessed and continues to be. Summer is almost here in another month. Isn't it like June 21st? Yeah, so it's May 22nd today. Yeah, it's just really going fast. But we hope you are always blessed, and we love you for your kind comments all the time. And I apologize for not being able to answer everyone. I wish I could. You know, I am very grateful for what you write. It's always so interesting, and you're very grateful people too for the work we do. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day now, and we'll see you again soon.